Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jai Nityananda Jai Advaita Chandra Jai Gaur Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. This is reading from Chaitanya Bhagavata, Madhya-Khanda, chapter 17, and it is description of the glories of the devotees. So this is Chaitanya Leela. Pastimes of the Lord in his incarnation as Lord Chaitanya, Krishna Chaitanya, and 5 features: Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Advaita, Gadadhar, and Srivas. Glory, glory to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Glory to Lord Nityananda, whose transcendental form should be served by all. Anyone who hears the narrations of this Madhya-Khanda, narration sweet like nectar, destroys the sins and offenses in his heart. Concealing his true identity, Lord Chaitanya always performed Sankirtan in Navadvip. When Lord Chaitanya walked in the town, all who saw him thought he was Kamadev himself. Seeing his activities, the people thought the Lord was proud. Seeing the great power of his learning, the materialists and offenders feared him. Lord Chaitanya thought the Bhattacharyas learned in Sanskrit grammar no more important than a blade of grass. Accompanied by his servants and his true identity concealed, Lord Chaitanya happily walked in the town. The materialists and offenders said, "Nimai Pandit, soon the king will send out an order for you. In secret you perform kirtan all night. Even though they cannot see you, the people curse you moment after moment. These are not lies. The people's words will bear this fruit. We are your friends, that's why we tell you." The Lord replied, so be it, so be it. I have wished to hear words like this. I will see the king. From childhood I've studied all the scriptures, but thinking me only a boy, no one will question me about them. It's my desire that people seek me out and ask questions of me. Then the materialists and offenders say, "The king just wants to hear the kirtan. He doesn't want a scholarly debate. He's a Muslim." Thinking the materialists and offenders to be no more important than a blade of grass, Lord Chaitanya returned to his home. The Lord said, "Today I spoke with some materialists and offenders. Everyone, please do Sankirtan, then my unhappiness will perish." Then Lord Chaitanya, the king of Vaikuntha, danced. Surrounding him in the 4 directions, his followers sang. After dancing and dancing, the Lord said, "O my brothers, why do I not feel ecstatic love today? Today I spoke with some materialists and offenders. Perhaps that's why I do not feel ecstatic love. Perhaps I offended you all. Please forgive my offense and save my life." Exalted Lord Advaita knitted his eyebrows and danced. He said, "Why would you feel ecstatic love? Nara had dried it all up. I did not attain ecstatic love, neither did Srivas attain it. Go ahead, enjoy pastimes of ecstatic love with the sellers of flowers and sesame seeds. You made your Avadut a servant of ecstatic love. Meanwhile, I'm left outside, and Srivas Pandit is also left outside. We are not qualified to attain ecstatic love. Your Avadut comes here and became the gatekeeper of the storehouse of ecstatic love. Lord, if you do not give me ecstatic love, then I'll dry up all your love. I will not be even slightly at fault." Lord Advaita is always intoxicated with ecstatic love for Lord Chaitanya. He gives no thought to what he says or does. He always praises the devotees of Lord Krishna. They have the power to sell him as they wish. By the power of his pure devotion, Advaita can sell even Lord Krishna. Why should it be surprising then that Advaita speaks in this way? The Lord makes his devotees flourish in many ways. Who has the power to understand his mercy and punishment? Lord Chaitanya was morose. He could not attain the happiness of ecstatic love. However, Advaita clapped his hands and happily danced. Hearing Advaita's words, Lord Chaitanya gave no reply. The Lord broke the door and ran outside. Nityananda and Haridas ran after him. Thinking that his body was now empty of all spiritual love, the Lord decided to drown in the Ganga. Lord Chaitanya jumped into the Ganga. Nityananda and Haridas jumped in after him. Nityananda hastily grabbed the Lord's hair, and Haridas grabbed his feet. When they dragged him to the shore, Lord Chaitanya said, "Why did you drag me out? Why should I stay alive if there's no ecstatic love in my life? Why did you two rescue me?" Trembling, they thought, "What will happen now?" Looking at Nityananda, Lord Chaitanya said, "Why did you grab me by the hair?" Nityananda replied, "Why did you try to commit suicide?" Lord Chaitanya said, "I know you are always very agitated." Nityananda said, "Lord, please forgive everything. The person you now tried to punish is the same person for whose sake you tried to leave your body. Your servant may have spoken arrogantly. Does that mean you should leave us? You are the very life of your servants." Nityananda shed tears of love. Lord Chaitanya was his life, wealth, and friend. He was everything to him. The Lord said, "Listen, Nityananda and Haridas, you followed me here. If anyone asks about me, tell them, I did not see him. Now I will go into hiding. If you tell anyone, the result will not be my fault." After speaking these words, Lord Chaitanya went to Nandanacharya's home. Following the Lord's order, Nityananda and Haridas kept the secret. Not hearing any news of Lord Chaitanya, the devotees were filled with grief. They became wrapped in thinking of Lord Krishna. Overcome with feelings of separation, everyone wept. They could not speak. Their hearts were on fire. It was as if lightning had fallen on everyone. Advaita thought himself a great offender. Considering himself a great offender and unhappy in separation from the Lord, Advaita stayed at home and fasted. Overcome with grief, everyone returned to their homes. In their hearts, they carefully kept the treasure of Lord Chaitanya's feet. Arriving at Nandanacharya's home, Lord Chaitanya sat down on the throne of Lord Vishnu. Seeing that great auspiciousness had come to his house, Nandanacharya, falling to the ground, offered Dandavata obeisances. He quickly brought new garments, and Lord Chaitanya shed his wet clothes. With prasadam, sandal paste, garlands, splendid arghya, and fragrances, Nandanacharya decorated Lord Chaitanya's graceful limbs. Bringing betel nuts and camphor, he placed them in the Lord's mouth. To please his devotee, the Lord happily chewed them. Nandanacharya's service made Lord Chaitanya forget all his sufferings. Holding more betel nuts, Nandana sat down. Lord Chaitanya said, "O Nandana, please hear my words. Will you give me a place to hide?" Nandana said, "Lord, that's a very difficult task. Where can I hide you in this material world? I cannot hide you in my heart. The devotees will know you are there. If I cannot hide you even in the midst of the milk ocean, how can I hide you in this external world?" Hearing Nandanacharya's words, Lord Chaitanya smiled. The Lord spent that night in Nandana's home. Fortunate Nandanacharya spent the whole night conversing with Lord Chaitanya. As the two of them talked about the nectar of Lord Krishna, the night passed like a single moment, and then the Lord said, "Now it is day." At first the Lord wanted to punish Advaita, but at the end in his heart he became very merciful. Glancing at Nandanacharya, the Lord gave his order, "Go and bring the devotee Srivas Pandit here." Nandana quickly went to Srivas's house, returned, and placed Srivas before the Lord. Seeing the Lord, Srivas Pandit wept with love, and the Lord said, "Don't be unhappy at heart." The merciful Lord then asked, "Please tell me the news of Advaitacharya. How is he?" "What is the news?" Srivas repeated. "Lord, since yesterday Advaitacharya has been fasting. He's like a walking corpse. Please show yourself to him, make him happy. How can we bear this? You are our very life. Since yesterday we've been without you. You're the very life for all of us. Why must we continue to suffer in this way? You've already beaten us with words like a stick. Now please give us your mercy." After hearing Srivas' words, the merciful Lord went to Advaita. Lord Chaitanya saw Advaita had fallen unconscious. In his heart, Advaita thought himself a great offender. When he had the Lord's mercy, he was intoxicated with pride. Now that he was punished by the Lord, his body trembled. Looking at Advaita, merciful Lord Chaitanya said, "Rise, Advaita, it is I, Vishvambar." Embarrassed, Advaita said nothing. In a heart filled with love, he meditated on Lord Chaitanya's feet. Again Lord Chaitanya said, "Rise, Advaitacharya, don't worry, rise and perform your duties." Advaita said, "Lord, I will perform my duties. Whatever you say, I will do. You always give me bad advice. By making me proud, you push me into danger. To everyone else you give the mood of service, but to me you give only affection and honor. Please punish me. With your mouth you say one thing, but in your heart you think another. You're my life, wealth, body, and mind. You are everything to me. You may give suffering to me. You are the Supreme Lord. That is your right. Lord, please tell me the mood of service as you give to the others. Make me a maidservant's son. Keep me at your feet." Hearing Advaita's words, Lord Chaitanya spoke to Advaita. As all the Vaishnavas listened, the Lord said, Listen, Advaitacharya. I will tell you the truth, because look at an example drawn from ordinary life. When the king's officer arrives at the palace, the guards at the door make a request. If he sees the king, the officer gets the money and gives the people their wages. The officer requests the king, and on the king's order he pays the wages to the people. To the officer the king may give the burden of governing the kingdom, or if the officer commits an offense, the king may with his left hand punish him. In the same way, Lord Krishna is the Supreme King, the King of the kings of kings. The Creator Brahma and the Destroyer Shiva are both his servants. Lord Krishna gives them the power to create and other powers also. If Lord Krishna punishes them, no one can criticize him. The demigoddesses headed by Lakshmi and the demigods headed by Shiva are all subject to be punished by Lord Krishna. Still, Lord Krishna always forgives the offenses of his servants. When he sees someone commit an offense, Lord Krishna gives punishment. Birth after birth, you are Lord Krishna's servant. This I tell you. Rise, bathe, perform your worship. Don't worry. Take your meal. Hearing the Lord's words, Advaita became joyful. Hearing how the Lord's servant is sometimes punished, Advaita smiled broadly, calling out, "I say you are the Lord. You have sovereignty over all." Advaita happily clapped his hands and danced. Hearing Lord Chaitanya's words of consolation, Advaita was overcome with bliss. He completely forgot how he was separated from the Lord. All the Vaishnavas became blissful. Nityananda and Haridas smiled and laughed. Because of previous sinful deeds, some persons are cheated of the sweet nectar that is the narration of these blissful pastimes. Advaitacharya has attained the great love of Lord Chaitanya. Anyone who says that Advaita is only a little fortunate is bewildered by Maya. Please do not think that any person who is only a little fortunate can attain the name servant of Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna will never give the name servant to a person who is only a little fortunate. First one attains liberation, then all material bondage is destroyed. Only after that can one become a servant of Lord Krishna. The great commentators on Scripture give this explanation. All the liberated souls worship Lord Krishna and recount his pastimes. All the servants of Lord Krishna carry Lord Krishna's own power. If any of them commits an offense, Lord Krishna punishes them. Beginners who go by the name devotees of Lord Krishna always quarrel, for their knowledge is small. Please know that this quarreling is a great misdeed. True Vaishnavas never take sides in these quarrels. Lord Chaitanya is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Persons who doubt this truth do not have pure devotion to the Lord. They act badly. Persons who are like wolves and mules busily collect disciples and tell them, "I am Lord Ramachandra myself." A servant of Lord Chaitanya is more exalted even than the demigods who create, maintain, and destroy the universe. No one is greater than a servant of Lord Chaitanya. Lord Balaram holds up the countless universes. Who is greater than him? He and he is a servant of Lord Chaitanya. Glory, glory to Lord Nityananda Balaram. By his mercy, the glories of Lord Chaitanya are now manifest in this world. By Lord Nityananda's mercy, one attains love for Lord Chaitanya. It is only by the power given by Lord Nityananda that I am able to speak these words. Lord Chaitanya is the master of my master. With great faith I always meditate on them in my heart. The two moons, Sri Krishna Chaitanya and Sri Nityananda, my life and soul. I, Vrndavana Das, sing the glories of their feet.